There is a massive, surging demand for high-quality Indian ethnic wear across Western and Middle Eastern retail markets. Boutique owners are moving incredible volumes of saris, lehengas, and kurtis to a diaspora hungry for premium fashion. But capturing that market reveals a massive geographical gap. The best manufacturing expertise lives in places like Surat, India, while the retailers buying those garments are operating out of Canada, the UK, or Australia. Historically, bridging that ocean required navigating a long, opaque chain of third-party brokers. Importers faced compounding hidden markups, unpredictable delays, and the persistent anxiety of wiring money overseas only to receive a shipment of substandard goods. In traditional Indian business, true wholesale relied on Rishtey, face-to-face relationships, to guarantee Vishwas, or deep mutual trust. If you couldn't walk the factory floor yourself, you couldn't verify the quality. For a modern global retailer to scale, they have to find a way to digitize that handshake. They need a supply line that pairs generational manufacturing expertise with uncompromising digital transparency. Yadu Nandan Fashions, or YNF, has operated as a factory direct manufacturer since 1990. They possess a 35-year legacy of large-scale textile production. YNF Online functions as a dedicated B2B infrastructure built specifically to handle the volume and logistics of international wholesale trade. Their terms of service reveal two rigid barriers. First, strict verification requires submitting documented business proof before viewing the catalog. Second, scrolling down shows a strictly enforced minimum order amount of 50,000 rupees for every purchase. These high barriers to entry act as a protective shield for the buyer. By heavily restricting who can access these factory direct prices, YNF ensures they do not compete against their own clients by selling directly to retail consumers. They protect the retailer's Vyapar, their business. Committing large sums of capital across international borders is inherently stressful. YNF addresses this by structuring their entire quoting process around objective verification. This guide shows the process. Buyers compile their bulk order and request a shipping quote via WhatsApp without paying a cent. YNF then calculates exact ex-factory prices, GST, and international shipping for that specific volume, generating a final pro forma invoice. As we can see in Step 5 of this ordering guide, YNF requires a 100% advance payment, but strictly after the buyer has received and agreed to that comprehensive, itemized invoice. By eliminating hidden fees and sudden markups, the system itself becomes the guarantee. The transparency of the procedure scales the trust required to close the deal. This policy document outlines an absolute no return, no exchange rule, a mandatory trade-off for factory direct pricing. Moving to Section 3, the single exception is transit damage, which rigidly requires a continuous, unedited unboxing video the moment the pallet arrives. Rather than a punishment, this creates an undeniable objective truth. It protects the factory from fraudulent claims while giving the honest buyer an ironclad guarantee of replacement, preserving the working relationship over the long term. Reading through their buyer guide, we see the international curation standard. YNF's team actively reviews incoming orders to ensure the selected items will resonate with the cultural expectations of the buyer's local market. As this services page shows, retailers looking to scale can transition to dedicated custom production. By meeting a minimum of 60 pieces per design, YNF handles in-house fabric sourcing and applies custom labels, allowing a boutique to operate as a private label global brand. By standardizing verification, pricing, and conflict resolution, YNF provides the same certainty that used to require a face-to-face meeting. For the international retailer, this system creates a functional framework for scaling a business across borders with predictable factory direct results.